Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Sketching Daily in Photoshop. I got a little canvas set up, I got the camera set up, I'm totally in your screen right now. You can see me, I can see you, I got eyes in my screen right now. I can see you, I can't see you, but you can see me, and that's what's important. We're going to be painting a kind of like a rainforesty scene today. I got a big filthy textury brush. I'm just going to go here to the foreground. I'm just going to put down this massive tree over here, something like that. Boom. It's huge. It's okay, it's going to fall off the canvas. I like that shape. Just going to move it over a little bit like that. Boom. Going to grab a new layer. And with that color that we had, I'm just going to make it a little bit more blue and a little bit lighter. I'm going to go make the brush about half the size smaller. I'm just going to pull down here and make another tree. Boom. And that can be one over on this side, maybe two. It's a very textury brush, this one. I quite like it. Boom. That works all right. And then we're going to grab a different color. Going lighter and more blue still. Gonna make the brush about half the size. Now, that's a little bit too vivid, I think. Let's actually go the opposite direction. Let's make a little bit more gray. And shift the hues a little bit. Yeah, that's more like it. Create the illusion of distance right here. Oh, by the way, I got the timer set for about 15 minutes, so this should be a fairly short episode. We're gonna try to make this rainforesty thing like super quick. I forgot to make my brush smaller, didn't I? Oh, whoops. Definitely want to make the brush a little bit smaller every single time, just to create that illusion of distance. Little foot to set the tree on. Oh no, I painted all of these in one layer. That's fine. I'm gonna make a new layer here. And just put like a tree maybe over there. Maybe there can be one over there. I gotta go a little bit lighter for this one. Something like that. And maybe there can be all these branches over here. Forgot to put the layer all the way towards the back. But we can just put all these kind of like branches over here at the very top. As if it's like a jungle out there. Doesn't really matter too much where they're going. Just give it a bit of a jungly vibe. I quite like that. Let me get rid of these grids real quick. I know, that's not too bad. Gotta make a new layer. This one needs to go there. Make sure our big tree is all the way in the foreground. And then gotta make a new layer. Just gonna grab a real hazy brush. Hazy. And I'm gonna grab a very light bluish hue. Opacity set to 20. And I'm just gonna put in a little bit of a haze here to create a bit of sense of distance. And the further away, the more haze it needs. And the closer, well, we don't want as much haze in the foreground. We want haze in the background mostly. Something like that. That works. I'm going to go all the way to the background. I'm just going to grab another bright hueish color, bluish color. I'll set the opacity to about 80%. And I want the light to come from this side of the image. Something like that. And then we're going to grab a darker color. Set the opacity to 10. Actually, let's change that up. I do want this to be a little bit bright. Just giving it a little bit of color over in the back, as if the sky is kind of shining through the trees. I definitely want the brightest point to be somewhere towards the bottom half of this image. Whoa! Somewhere around there. Ooh. Mysticism, I like it. Cool. Gonna go over to a little bit of the foreground. Gonna grab myself a rough texture. Actually, is this rough enough? No, that's not rough enough. I need a rougher texture than that. I want it to be all like kind of falling apart and stuff. But I'm not sure if I can. Where's my Might fast forward this if it takes too long. Is it this brush? I guess when I press real softly, it does the job. All right, back to it. We're just gonna layer in a little bit of texture down here at the bottom, where it's like all kinds of leafy things could be hanging out, all kinds of grassy things, and maybe there's like leaves that fell off the trees and stuff. They can all be down here at the bottom, looking dirty. Actually, we're gonna put this over to the back of these trees. I think that works a little bit better. Yeah, that's way better. And it doesn't really matter too much what it is, as long as there's something happening down here at the bottom. And then this can be a little bit darker. I think actually our big tree here in the front can be a little bit darker too. So we're just gonna grab oh man, look at that. Boom, that popped right there. Whew, not bad at all. Just gonna grab that layer, maybe add a tiny bit of texture over here to the side of this bark, something like that. We'll come back to that a little bit later, just to give an indication of something's happening here. Maybe it's gonna be a little bit more in the foreground, something like that. Cool, that kind of works. What's next? We're gonna grab this highlight color, and maybe it's just rained or something, and all of these bottom parts can be like sparkling with raindrops, with the lights kind of coming through over on the edges here. You know what? This thing needs a branch coming out in the foreground, something like that. Yeah, big old branches. Maybe there's like all kinds of goo coming from these branches. I'm trying to make like a rainforesty type image, and trees in the rainforest are always covered in moss and other gnar. They have all kinds of things growing on them. Imagine being a tree like that and have like your entire skin covered in moss and stuff. That's what they're like over in the rainforest. But I'm sure they're having a good time growing out there. Let's see, another branch over there. Maybe there can be like one. Whoa, look at that. Yeah, it's too thick. Erase, undo. Alrighty, that's a little bit better. What about this? Is this good goo to hang out? Oh yeah, look at this goo. Make it hang off this tree, make it tropical. There can be all these kinds of leafy things coming off of this tree. Cool. Maybe there can be some grass here at the foot of this tree. That kind of works. Did I erase some trees? I may have erased some trees. Oh, we'll put them back in later. There can be some grass over on this one too. Maybe some in the foreground here. Making the brush a little bit bigger as I come closer. Create that sense of distance. Some really close ones here. Would you look at that? It's simple yet effective. Maybe a little bit in front of this big old tree. Wait, are we going? Yeah, there we go. Maybe this can be like a fern or something. Whoa, look at that. That's funky. Yeah, why not? Some over here maybe. Yeah, why not? Put some over there. Maybe just gonna have like a weird, like one of those, what do you call them? They've got like one of those weird shapes at the top. Can't get too weird on the show with what I like to call these things, but you know what I mean. 18+ show right here. They can have some of that. Wow. Maybe there's some fluffy things coming off the side of this tree here. Maybe there's, what do you call those things that come down where Tarzan swings on? In Dutch we call them lianen, but I have no idea what to call them in English. They're like vines coming down, I suppose. Something like that. There's some goo coming down from the vines, I suppose. Something like that. There's a spider web somewhere around here, maybe. What about that? What of a spider web? Just a bit of an indication of a spider web. Not sure if I like it, but we'll leave it in for now. Why not? Maybe we'll cover it up with something else later. And just making sure there's some, let me zoom in for you. Let's just make sure we get some goo coming off of these vines on the side. Maybe there can be another fern coming out over here. Something like that. Boom. That looks all right to me. We can probably go even darker on this tree. Let's take an even darker hue. Boom, something like that. Just gonna set the opacity to about 80. Is that too dark? That's probably a little bit too dark. Let's tone it down just a smidge. I can't get it. All right, let's do the old brightest trick again. We'll just do it that way. Yes, like that. That works for sure. And then that kind of sets apart the vines and stuff that we just put in too. We'll make them a little bit darker. Something like that. Cool. Just gonna go a smidge darker here just to layer in a little bit of texture over on the bark. Oh no, it's too much. Let's set the opacity to about 20. Yes, very subtle. That's really subtle, but that's what we want right now. A little bit of shadow here and there of just things happening on this bark. Sets it apart just a little bit. Can be darker towards the edge. That's beautiful. That's really cool. Let's see. Let's grab a texture kind of brush. Whoa, what does this do? Hey, that's cool. Yeah, we'll drop some in over here. Why not? Boom. Kind of as if there's like leaves and stuff catching a little bit of light. Gotta change the color a little bit though. This might be a little bit too filthy. What about this kind of color? Yeah, that kind of works. Kind of as if there's plants in the background here. Things happening. Is that too much? That might be too much. It's not too much. Well, we'll go into some light again too, to make sure there's some lit up leaves in there as well, not just dark ones. We'll make this super bright, like extremely bright. What happens when we get there? Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that. It could be that there's like just all kinds of foliage down here being lit up by the sunlight coming through. Oh yeah. Out on this tree. Some over there. Maybe just gonna have some darkness coming over to the side here. Yeah, that kind of works. Cool. That's not bad for a little sketch. But I do feel like we may have gone a little bit overboard with the detailing over here. So I'm just gonna grab a very soft brush, bring in some of that haze, some of that mist that we put in at the very start. And then maybe change the layer transparency over to, I was thinking maybe screen, lighten, something like that. Boom. And then maybe we'll change the transparency over to about 50%. Yeah, that kind of works. And as a final touch, there might be two final touches actually. First, let's grab a really thin brush, very dark color. Whoa, that's too much, Pete. Settle down. Just want a couple of more grassy things here in the corner, just to make it a little bit more lively. Yes. Can't have enough grass happening in the jungle. Boom, that kind of works. Turn the color a smidge darker. Boom. And I think that'll do it for today's sketch. Hope you all had a good time watching me. Oh my god, I just heard the timer go off. That is perfect timing. Let's put you over to, okay, I'll click okay. There was actually one thing I want to do still. Let's see if it works. Let's just grab a circle soft brush. Just gonna go in with a little bit of this bluish color that we put in earlier. Set the opacity to 20. Just gonna put in a little bit of that color over here. And change the... Whoa! Do we want that brightness in there? Maybe. Wow, that looks like sunbeams coming through, like a very nice kind of glow. Whimsical. It might be a little bit much. You know what? Wait, hold on. This was set to lighten. Let's make a new layer. Set it to lightened. And instead of going the big blob in the middle, let's just grab a 10% brush and just gonna pull diagonal lines here through the rainforest as if the sun is kind of like coming through the trees here, shining down upon our happy little bushy scene. Maybe there can be like a little bit of a big blob over here in the middle, like a bright one, like so. Yeah, I quite like that. That'll be our sketch for today. Hope you all had a good time. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to click like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try to upload about 2 or 3 of these videos a week, plus 2 acrylic painting videos. Also, if you haven't seen it yet, I'm giving away some of my paintings in our mini acrylic painting series. I'll put like a little thing up in the... It's going to be here. It's going to be here in your corner. There's going to be a link. Click that, go watch the video, and be sure to comment on that video to have a chance at winning one of my acrylic paintings. I'm giving away 3, so there's lots of chances for that. And then we'll catch you on the next episode. Have an awesome day, everybody. Yeehaw!